Are you not having fun with your universe mode? Well, today we show you some amazing storylines to use for your WWE 2K25 universe mode to make it a million times more fun. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out all my other universe mode content. Our first storyline will be over a world title in the men's or women's division. In the first week of this storyline, a heel champion who is a faction leader will come out for a promo, and they'll end up talking down on their brand's roster during their long and successful title reign. But a top face will then come out to confront him or her, looking to put to an end of their reign and challenging him or her for their title. The heel champion laughs and walks out on the face, declining their challenge. The following week, your face contender would look to earn a title match from the GM if the heel champion wouldn't give them one. He or she would take on another superstar in a match, and the face would get the win. But after the match, the heel champ would come out and attack the face contender. Then the following week, the heel champ, clearly still threatened by the face contender, would send his or her faction after the face contender backstage to continue a string of attacks, hoping to take out the face contender and take them out of contention for their title. Then at the go-home show for the PLE, the GM comes out for a promo, where he or she will announce a match for the title between the heel and the face at the PLE. The heel champ comes out quickly, and they try to stop the GM from making this match official, but the GM walks out on the heel champ as the match will happen at the PLE. The PLE comes, the face contender would take on the heel for their title in a singles match, but during the match, the heel champion's faction member or manager would intervene and hit the face with a chair shot after the ref took a bump, giving the heel a huge chance to retain their title. But no matter who ends up winning this match, the rivalry would continue into the following month, as the week after this PLE, the face would come out for a promo, and they would call out the heel for their faction member or manager hitting them with a chair shot during the title match, taking the cowardly way out, and that they would need to respond. But the heel would not come out and respond. So the following week, the heel champ and one of their faction members would once again attack the face backstage as a direct response for being called out, as they just didn't like it. Then, the following week after that, the face was done being the victim. In the following week, he or she would attack one of the heel faction members during their match, making a clear statement that this war with the heel is not over. Then a week before your final PLE of this rivalry, the face and heel would meet in the ring for a promo, where they would decide on a title rematch. The heel has a surprise though for the face, in that this match won't just be a normal singles match like last time, it will be a last man standing match and anything goes. The face though has a counter surprise of their own, in that they talked to the GM earlier, and the GM told him or her that any involvement by any faction member or ally of either side would result in a DQ and title be given to their opponent. The heel was shocked and angered as the face walked out of the go-home show with a smile on their face, and at the PLE, the face and heel would go for one final match and a last man standing match for the title. Our second feud will decide a number one contender and have a match for a singles title at a PLE. During the first week of this rivalry, a face contender would come out for a promo after having success in recent months. He or she will say that they respect the champ, but they deserve a shot at their championship. A face champ would come out and challenge him to a match next week for their title. In the following week, in the main event of your weekly show, the face champ and the face contender would face off for the title, but a heel contender would attack both stars, causing a DQ finish and no winner. And the week after, the heel contender would come out for their own promo, saying that the face never should have had a chance at the title over them. The face contender would then come out to confront them and challenge them for a number one contenders match the following week. The heel would accept, but then attack the face. Then at your go-home show, the face and the heel would meet in the main event with a heated match to become the number one contender. As the face would take control of the match, the heel would get frustrated and proceed to seemingly leave the ring and presumably the match. The face, though, would go after him or her, but it was a trick all along, as the heel would turn around and attack the face to get the upper hand. The winner of the match would go on to be the number one contender, but does the story end here? If the face overcomes the heel and wins the number one contendership, will the heel take the loss and move on, or will he or she get involved in the championship match of the PLE? If the heel wins, does the face look to even with the heel after the PLE? That's for you to decide. Our third feud will take place forming a new faction. In your first week, a heel title contender would come out for a promo stating that they are done playing games and everyone in the locker room is now a target. A beloved face would come out to interrupt the heel, saying their bully tactics aren't going to fly around here, but if you want a target so bad, then how about you beat me in the ring later tonight? And the heel world title contender would accept the challenge. The heel and face meet off for a match, but during the match, the music of a mid-card level superstar hits, drawing away the attention of the face. That superstar enters the ring from behind and lays out the face while the ref isn't looking, ultimately helping the world title heel get the win and creating some sort of new partnership, leaving the fans wanting to know why. The following week, the world title contending heel would come out for a promo, saying last week was only the start of something big that's brewing in the WWE, and everyone else should take it as a lesson to stay away. The beloved face would once again come out to interrupt the heel, saying how cowardly they are, needing backup since they couldn't win the match alone. The heel would then respond by laughing and saying, "I guess you didn't learn your lesson," before walking out. And later that night, backstage, the beloved face would this time be attacked by a tag team, raising questions about how deep this new faction seems to go and what their plans are. Then the following week, the beloved face would come out for their own promo after being attacked once again, calling out the heel, stating if that's how he or she wants to play, then they should be ready for retaliation. And then later that night, the beloved face and an ally would attack the heel tag team that had attacked them the prior week as an act of revenge. At the go-home show the following week, the heel would come out for a promo and call out the face. The face would quickly come out mocking the heel after last week's attack. The heel wasn't having any of it though and tells the face to find 2 more superstars before Saturday, because at the PLE it'll be a 4v4 tag match. The face accepts and the two brawl in the ring, heading to the PLE of the new faction against the face and his allies. Our 4th feud is a story of a returning face star who comes back from injury. This face returns from injury and is scheduled for a match after the recent PLE. In this match, they end up getting a win over another face, but after the match, a heel comes out looking to attack the loser. The returning face jumps back into the ring and would save the loser of the match from the heel's attack. In the following week, the heel would look for revenge on the face by attacking him or her backstage, letting them know that they wouldn't get away with getting in their business in the prior week. But later that night, the returning face would come out for a promo where he or she would go all in on the heel, saying that the heel better get out here so they could finish what was started. The heel would come out and say that the GM actually told him or her they would have a match next week, so there isn't any reason to fight now, especially if they don't want to end up injured again. The face, clearly angry, doesn't care, and they end up brawling in the ring to close the show. The following week would come as the face would come out for their match, but shockingly the heel would come out and announce a replacement for the match, as the returning face would take on an ally of the heel instead. Even though the face was thrown off by this change, they would still end up getting the win. At the go-home show the following week, the GM would announce that the returning face would take on the heel at the PLE since the heel chickened out of their match last week, but also, later that night, a tag match would take place between the returning face and the superstar that he had beaten originally a few weeks ago, versus the heel and his or her ally from the prior week. And in that tag match, the faces versus heels, whichever side wins would end up getting the last laugh heading into the match of the PLE, where the returning face would take on the heel. Our 5th rivalry will lead up to Survivor Series and end in a War Games match. As in the first week, 2 world title contenders, a face and a heel, who are both not champions but have a past rivalry, will both look to earn a title shot at WrestleMania, but they'll now butt heads as the face would come out for a promo discussing their road to WrestleMania. It's upon us and they're looking for a test beforehand. But out comes their former heel rival, as they state that the face should only be looking towards the Rumble, as the only way they get a title match at WrestleMania is getting lucky by throwing someone over the top rope. The face laughs and says that they guessed that pinning the heel a handful of times beforehand wasn't much to be proud of then. The heel, upset by that remark, starts brawling with the face. Then the following week, a mid-card heel who hasn't had much luck winning a mid-card title would come out for a promo, calling out a mid-card champion who could either be a face or a heel, and that mid-card champ would not come out to respond. The heel, growing frustrated, says that if the champ won't come out here and acknowledge him or her, then the consequences are coming, before storming out of the ring. And later that night, both the mid-card heel and the world title contending heel would attack the mid-card champ backstage, forming an alliance that felt completely out of nowhere. Then in the following week, the mid-card title holder comes out for a promo, calling out the heels for the attack last week, but he or she's interrupted by a heel tag team saying that no one wants to hear their complaining, and if they want to handle their business, they should go do it backstage, rather than eat up time that is supposed to be meant for their tag team title match that night. And with that, the mid-card champ says they're right, and they make their way backstage. The heel tag team would then take on the tag team champs for the tag team titles, but they would ultimately fall short. Right after the tag team title match backstage, the mid-card champ and the heel mid-card contender brawled. The following week at the go-home show, it opened with the heel tag team attacking the tag team champs after their loss last week. Then later that night, a tag team match between the world title and mid-card title contender and heels would take on the face world title contender and the mid-card champion. This match would go down to the wire, but ultimately the mid-card heel would attack the mid-card champ with a chair shot, causing a DQ out of frustration. After all the chaos, the GM would come out to end the show, announcing that at Survivor Series, the heel world title contender, mid-card contender, and tag team contenders would take on the face world title contender, the mid-card champion, and the tag team champs at War Games, since all they wanted to do was cause chaos. And then at Survivor Series, they would face off in the War Games match. And those are the 5 storylines I have for you guys today. Make sure to let me know if you have any other storyline ideas for me to make. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.